going on, everybody? I go by the name of Kari, and I want to thank you guys for joining me here today on SneakerPhetish. Some releases are okay. Other releases are a little frustrating, and some releases, like the sneakers we're looking at today, are downright horrendous. Today, we're taking a look at the latest Air Jordan 2s from Union, and it begs the question, is the sneaker worth the wait? Without further ado, let's get into it. Boom. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Air Jordan 2 Future is Now Rattan colorway by Union. Now, before we get into the shoe here, a little information that I recently found out about Union that actually takes us back to the box. First of all, really nice looking box here. As you guys can see, the little indentations here looking like the holes on the Air Jordan 13. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. But when you flip the lid open here, you'll notice that it has the what they call the Frontman logo from Union, and it has the Air Jordan Jumpman. Now, it's funny, they actually did a little play on here where the Union emblem is above the Jordan Flight and the Jumpman is over the Union logo, which I thought was cute. But fun fact, did you know that that Frontman was actually based on Sidney Poitier from A Raisin in the Sun? It's a fun fact. I just learned that a little while ago. Y'all may have already known it, and if you did, my bad. Going back to the lid of the box real quick, of course, we see Union with the Holiday 21 tag. Of course, we're going to see that on the shoe as well. Let's take a little deeper look at the shoe, and then I'll give you guys my thoughts about it. All right, start with the upper of the shoe. Listen, first things first, this sneaker is nice. And when I say nice, not just a nice Jordan 2, not just nice for a Jordan 2. This is a nice shoe. The materials, I want to get into those because they put some really quality materials on these. All right, first thing that's going to jump out at you here is the yellow eyelets on the lateral and medial side of the shoe with the classic trademark UNLA tag. Now, underneath that, in the quarter panels going down at the toe box and around the collar of the sneaker, the first material we're going to talk about is canvas. This is a really nice canvas material, very nice, very durable material here. I like how they incorporated that with the classic Air Jordan 2 silhouette. Very dope. But it gets a lot more luxury from there. Let's go back to the eyelets. Going down on the eyelets, going down the back panels of the shoe, and then of course right above the midsole on the shoe as well is this really nice soft suede material here. Very nice. Now that beige kind of rattan nappy suede goes all the way down, like I mentioned, right above the toe box. So they actually put a nice amount of suede on this shoe. It feels really good. Now, if you'll notice, if we look a little bit closer here, underneath that beige kind of rattan color here, this suede, you have a really nice orange leather. So orange leather here, nappy suede, canvas material. I mean, what more could you want? Moving back up to the collar of the shoe, of course, the big thing that catches your eye here is the big Holiday 21 tag here, reminding us every day that this sneaker was released 4 to 5 months too late. It really is a shame though that they weren't able to release these when they wanted to, because I feel like the Holiday 21 campaign and rollout probably would have been really dope. But we still got them in the spring, which in my opinion actually made a little more sense, to be honest with you. I don't know why they try to drop these in the holiday season, but the campaign itself really looked like spring. We'll get to that in a second. Taking a top down look at the shoe here, you see more of that classic Air Jordan 2 silhouette here. Classic canvas on the toe box. On the tongue of the shoe here, it's a really nice tongue tag here with the Jumpman and the Union right underneath there. A little bit of blue cross stitching there, and a little more cross stitching on either side of the tongue as well. Deconstructed tongue at that with the exposed foam across the top. I like it. You're gonna get 3 sets of laces with these. The first set, of course, is the standard set that's inside this cream color. You're also gonna get this really nice pop of yellow color matching with that Union LA tag here. And then you're gonna get a third set that pretty much looks exactly like the set that's already in the shoe. I don't know why they made like a cream and then like a creamish color, but they're so close to one another. I don't even know why they put those in there. So if I were you, I'd either go with the yellow or I'd stick with the regular laces. Now getting back to the inside of the shoe here, on the sock liner, really nice leather inside of the sock liner here. Very plush leather, very nice leather all inside of the shoe here. So when you put your foot in here, it's gonna feel like luxury. It's gonna wrap around your foot, that really nice leather. So let's recap here. Now we got really nice leather inside of the shoe. We got canvas, we got nappy suede, we got leather on the orange here. I mean, the quality of the materials, very on par. Very nice. Moving around to the heel of the shoe here, classic Nike tag here on the heel tab here. Now, the material, I tried to figure out what this was. It's stitched in here. I thought that it was nubuck at first. It feels almost a little too plasticky, almost a little too artificial to be nubuck, as it feels like it has like a finish on top of it, but it's not plastic. It's way too soft to be that, so maybe it is nubuck. I don't know. If you guys know what this material is on this tab here, let me know down below in the comments. Aged looking midsole and outsole on the shoe. Really nice pop of blue on the outsole as well. I love that touch. Matches that pop of blue that's on the tongue as well. Really nice. And on the insole, yellow insole with the red Jumpman and the red Union underneath on the heel. And that's pretty much it when it comes to the Air Jordan 2 Union Rattan from the Future Is Now collection. Now, let's talk a little bit about the inspiration behind the sneaker because I really do like the story. It's really dope. So like I mentioned, the name of the collection is The Future Is Now. And basically what this speaks to is what a utopia would look like according to Union if it were in the future. Kind of what a beautiful, kind of perfect panacea, a place on earth would look like if everything were really nice and really lovely. And so the campaign and the visuals for this featured a ton of prominent black businesses around the Los Angeles area. Small businesses, independently owned businesses, everything from flower shops to all types of clothing boutiques, different boutiques, things like that. And they all were centered around the Air Jordan 2 and the matching apparel from the Air Jordan 2 collection. The idea for this sneaker is what a futuristic Air Jordan 2 would look like if it were already vintage, rattanned, and patina. That's where the orange comes from underneath here on the leather here. It's made to look like a patinaed or a worn leather already on the shoe here. That's where you kind of get the rattan and the aged midsole here. Now this colorway was actually a Union Los Angeles exclusive. Now there's also a gray fog colorway that's due to drop on sneakers, I believe in the next week or two. That was a more wider release. Now as far as that one goes, again, I get a little bit more futuristic there, just futuristic thinking, maybe how people would dress in the future, maybe with the grays and the silvers and the blues. This one looks a lot more like a sneaker that was a little more aged with time. But like I mentioned, it was really dope visuals because they featured black businesses, black owned businesses. As we know, Union itself is a black owned business, so they always try to incorporate other black owned businesses whenever they can. No, you do not have to be black to wear the Union Air Jordan 2. So the concept and the rollout was really dope for this campaign. The only problem was the release. I'm filming this video on May 14, 2022, but this shoe actually released first come, first serve a month ago on April 15, 2022. And to date, there's still a lot of people that are either waiting for money to come back from Union or waiting to get their shipping confirmation or to still get their shoes in a month later. This drop was probably one of the worst drops I think I've ever seen before. Now, is it Union's fault? I don't know. Let's get into it. So here's the deal. As we all know, this sneaker was originally slated to drop on April the 15th, and they did a first come, first serve drop. That was a typical, difficult, hyped up drop. It was hard to get into the website, kind of hard to get the shoe. The website was kind of glitching out. We all know how this thing goes. But the wild part ended up happening when people like myself that actually got the shoe somehow through the first come, first serve drop online found their orders starting to get canceled and started seeing a lot of issues with their orders not coming through. And eventually Union had to actually cancel every single order, claiming that something went wrong on the back end on their website. And not only did they cancel every order, but then you had to wait and hope that you got an invoice from them after they canceled your order. Not only that, but a ton of people, some of which to this day still have this problem, had a lot of transactions that went through all at one time. Multiple transactions, upwards of $9,000 I saw somebody having held on their card. And the crazy part about it is that people are still asking Union to release their money. So if Union was taking loans that day, I don't know what's going on here. Hopefully that wasn't the case. Now, things happen. I understand that these types of releases can get botched, things can get messed up, stuff can happen behind the scenes, stuff can happen with shippers, stuff can happen with break-ins like we've seen with the Air Jordan 2, and we've seen with the subsequent delay of the Air Jordan 2 coming out. I mean, there's so many things that happen behind the scenes that we may or may not know about. There's no telling really what in the world happened. Maybe it truly was a website issue. Maybe Benjamin Kicks really did get all the Union Jordan 2s and they had to go back overseas and make more. I'm joking, by the way. Even a sneaker conspiracy theorist about myself knows that Benjamin Kicks did not get his Air Jordan 2 Unions from Union themselves. We all know that Benjamin Kicks got his Air Jordan Union 2 stock from. But here's the thing about the Union Air Jordan 2. If you ask me, it was kind of a blessing in disguise. Now here's why. I actually wanted to show you guys this sneaker early. But the reason why I didn't was because every time I went online to try to go find this sneaker early, the sneaker was like $1,800 or $1,900. Like, I'm not one of those YouTubers that's gonna spend that kind of money on that shoe. Like, I don't make that much AdSense revenue yet. But naturally, as we got closer to the release date, the prices started going down more. But even right at the drop, this sneaker was still fetching a nice amount of money, more money than I was willing to pay to try to get the sneaker in early. Now, here's the thing about these Air Jordan 2s that have been dropping lately. The funny thing about all these collaborative Air Jordan 2s that have been coming out is that it seems like either resellers or a lot of people that are buying the shoes up lately look at the hype first and the shoe second. So at the beginning of the drop, a lot of people were commanding a ton of money, but then either through frustration or the fact that people just realize it's an Air Jordan 2 and a lot of people still don't like Air Jordan 2s, the prices on this sneaker on the aftermarket, even the Union exclusive Rattan colorway, have plummeted. They have gone way down here. So hopefully you are one of the people that paid the high for this sneaker, because patience is a virtue when it comes to a lot of sneakers, including this one. So it really is dope, because if you wanted to complete the set, if you were not able to get the Rattan off the initial drop, if something crazy happened and you didn't get the invoice from Union, you can probably pick these up for way less these days than they would have cost you a month ago. And I think we'll continue to see the shoe probably gradually go down a little bit here and there. But, you know, again, it is a blessing in disguise, because at the end of the day, I'm a fan of Air Jordan 2s, been a fan of Air Jordan 2s. Some people like them, some people don't like them. But there's some incredible collaborations that are not just on the way, but that have already come out in the Air Jordan 2 so far that have really allowed people to have their hands on some hyped up product without having to pay an arm and a leg for it. Now, that's good news. The bad news is that there are some casualties out here and some collateral damage with the way that the sneaker was rolled out. So the question of the day is the sneaker worth the hassle? In my opinion, yes. I think that this sneaker was absolutely worth the hassle of the raffle, the hassle of the release, and waiting a month to get the shoe in. I mean, guys, listen, at the end of the day, we can't be lazy. Those of us who remember sitting outside, camping out, dealing with the hot, the weather, the rain, the cold, trying to get our hands on these sneakers, we can't really complain, because we sit at the house on our computers or our phones getting a shoe, and then we sit at the house comfortably even more waiting for the shoe to come in. I mean, a lot of the complaining that we're doing has to do with the fact that we're just sitting in the house comfortably. I mean, I understand that we want to get our shoes when we want to get them, but I mean, come on, y'all. There's so many sneakers that are coming out in the meantime to keep us occupied between the time that the orders went in on these and the time we got them in our hands. I mean, chances are there's so many sneakers that we have in our collections now, these are just going to go to the side somewhere and we're not going to wear them anytime soon. So I understand everybody wants to be first. I understand in the world of YouTube, everybody wants to be early. I understand that people want to flex as fast as they can. But at the end of the day, guys, this is a great shoe, a solid add to the collection, and in my opinion, absolutely was worth the wait. Now, my hope is that Union goes back to some of the other ways that used to work for their releases, because it feels like the releases have gotten worse and worse ever since the Air Jordan 1. Like, I feel like the Air Jordan 1 Union was one of the best releases that we got thus far, and I don't know why Union continues to try to fix things that aren't broken, but Union, stop trying to fix things that aren't broken. We don't see these types of problems with my man Yair, I'll tell you that much. In any event, that's all that I gotta say about these. Now it's time for you guys to sound off down below in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about the Rattan or the Gray Fog colorway of the Air Jordan 2 Union Future Is Now collection. I like these. Let me know what you guys think. Were these a hard pass for you? Are these a must cop? Are you still waiting on your shipping confirmation, or are you still waiting on your refund? Let me know. Of course, write it down in the comments. Make sure that you click on that subscribe button so we can welcome you into the Sneaker Fetish family, to make sure you don't miss out on any more heat, because I guarantee you I got a lot more heat on the way. As always, I want to thank you guys for joining me here today on Sneaker Phetish, taking a look at these with me, unboxing them with me for a couple of minutes. I go by the name of Kari. This is the Air Jordan 2 by Union Future Is Now collection in the Rattan colorway. And until next time, I'm out.